Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Matt's Garage Season 4. I think this is going to be episode 2, doing the body work on this 1973 Bronco. In the previous episode, I had the front end completely assembled and mocked up, the inner structure, the core support, wheel wells, and inner fenders, and I clecoed them all into place. So I know, and then I mounted the fenders and the hood on, so I know the front end is good to go. I've got my measurements off of here, so I know how to put it on. And with these two clecos on either side of the brace, if I put it back together, it should be pretty close to what it was. So that's away and in the shed. Now, so for the back half, let me show you what I'm doing here. Those are all my body panels. So I've got the bed, the upper seats. I've got the inner rear fenders or quarter panels. I've got the front door pillars. I got the back door pillars are part of that thing. Did I order back door pillars? I did. I have them somewhere. And then I've got the floor pans. I've got the tunnels. I've got this. I've got a brace set over there, and I've got my outers, my quarter panel outers. So let me show you what I've been doing. Some of you remember from a few seasons ago where I braced the doors here. Well, I'll share with you my plan, but I basically added bracing here, across, and then I've added kickers on both sides here, and I've added a kicker across that way. Let me explain why. This sheet metal here is reusable, but what's happened is after the sandblasting, the seam sealer is bituminous. It's oil-based, right? So you can see it's blooming into the metal. And if I don't dig this stuff out, it'll prevent good adhesion on the paint, I suspect. So I really need to clean out all this old seam sealer. What I'm basically going to do is drill out all these spot welds and blast this front panel apart completely. These two, this, and this I'm keeping. That's the only metal on the front I'm keeping. So I'm going to take these apart, okay? And when I do that, the structure of the car is going to go wonky. So I braced it this way and that way. I took measurements from my my windshield frame support down to my cross bracing. So I'll be able to recreate everything. So basically step one, drill out all these spot welds and take the sections I'm keeping apart and keep them indoors and protected. Then I'm going to take the body, put it on my body cart and roll it outside. I don't care if it gets wet. I'm literally not using a single piece of metal back from here. And then I'm going to build my body on my frame, on my motor, on my body mounts from scratch using my old body as a reference. People warn me not to do it, but it's Matt's Garage. I'm going to take some risks, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to work out. I think it's going to fail completely. It'll probably work out. I'll probably fail. But, you know what? It's going to be a learning experience, right? I mean, guys fantasize about building their own Bronco body, and here I am, a guy, I've never done anything even remotely close to this. So if I could do it, maybe you can too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just a quick tip. When you're trying to find spot welds, it can be tough, especially on a sandblasted body. What I do is I take a Harbor Freight glove, just one of those cheapo Hardy gloves, and I rub my finger across it, and you'll see it blooms them out real nice. It really exposes the spot weld, so that can save you some trouble. When you get long in the tooth like me, my ripe old age of 40, everything helps. I know I look more than 40, don't I? I do. Okay. Oh, here we go. Sorry, one more thing. 3 more things. When you're drilling out spot welds, if you're not going to use both pieces of metal, for example, this, I'm not reusing this inner kick panel. So I could just drill straight through. I don't have to use a spot weld cutter. That'll save some time. Kind of obvious, but just something to keep in mind. Metal splinters. So like these I'm going to drill straight through. These I'm going to drill straight through, but these I'm going to drill out. I'm going to grind this weld down. A lot of grinding. Here we go. I bought a whole bunch of cheapo Harbor Freight drills drill bits, just because weld material is really hard and you're going to go through a lot of them. So you might as well just not waste money on it. All right, that first drill bit got me 5 welds. Great design, Ford. Nice work on that channel. That's still totally usable, I think. Yeah, I mean, it looks bad, but that'll clean right up, I think. It's one of the only panels I'm keeping is this upper here. Hey, those Harbor Freight drill bits, not worth the packaging that they came in. Just, I mean, I knew, but I didn't know how bad, and it's pretty bad. I've broken every single one of them. You put a little bit of weight on that thing and pow! Snaps right in half. So there you go. That's the famous channel there. Is it rusty? Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. So these are usable. The sheet metal that's set on top of here, I'm not 100%. I don't know, we'll have to clean it up and see what's left of her. These edges are so rotty. Now that I've finished this, I'm looking at the quality of the steel and figuring out what the situation here is. The new windshield frame is, this thing is $209. This is like 60 bucks. And that's like 65 bucks. I was worried about the bracketry, but since it comes with all the brackets welded on, I mean, I'm doing all this work, do I really want to reuse this Sorry, this less than ideal metal. I gotta think about it.